a particular Python object. Next, tuple. So tuple is also a sequence object. So we'll draw the list of sequence objects, sequence types, list, tuple, range. So now we discuss about tuple. So tuple is also a similar to list. So it is also having capacity to get the list of elements, sequence elements. So irrespective of type, it may be integer, it may be float, it may be string, it may be boolean, or it may be some other. Whatever it may be, we may add as an element in the tuple. So, but only the difference between the tuple and list is you can't change elements on tuple. It is a immutable object. It is a immutable objects. It is also an interview question. So they will ask what is the difference between, tell the difference between tuple and list. The first difference, you should say that tuple is a immutable object. List is a mutable object. So in tuple, if you applied any sequence, it is not possible to modify that elements. But in list, we can perform the modification. And tuples are used with parentheses, means brackets. So lists are using square braces, tuples are using parentheses. So here we're having an example, some t1 equal to, t1 equal to. So t1 equal to, within brackets, we are mentioning 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Some t2 equal to 1, 2, 3. So anything you can mention, but the tuple is implemented with brackets. Still, we can find more differences between tuple and list. So tuple is using less memory when compared with list. So list is using more memory when compared with tuple. Tuple is faster than list, we can say. The tuple object is faster than list. So we go with an example how we are going to create a tuple. So if I mention some t1 equal to some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I execute, then t1 object is created. So I need to check which type of object it is, some type of t1. So it is showing tuple. So t1 is a tuple. So it may be having different types of elements, whatever it may be. So, and if you want to retrieve a particular element, you can retrieve. So slicing also possible in tuple. For example, t1 of 1, if I said, I will receive 2. So for example, t1 of, so I want to get part of the list sequence, some 0, 3. So it will get the values of 1, 2, 3. So if I want to get the reverse elements, so t1 of ::-1 will get reverse tuple. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So like that, slicing also possible. So I will try to remove the element. If I am trying del t1 of 1, if I am trying del t1 of 1, so we'll check what is happening. Getting error. So I'm getting error and saying that tuple object does not support item deletion. List can support, but tuple cannot support. Why? The only reason is it is immutable object. Tuple is a immutable object. So list is a mutable object. That is the difference. That's why we can't delete. And if you want to delete the total tuple, you can delete it. Del of T1. If I set del of T1, it will execute. You can't modify the object. You can, if you want to remove, you can remove it, but you can't modify the tuple object. That is only the problem. So, but tuples are executing fastly when compared with list. So, if you want to add the new elements, you can add it. If you want to add new elements to the tuple, you can add it. For example, if I'm having tuple same to T1, I'm executing tuple T1. If you want to add, you can add with the help of append method. Some append of 6. Sorry, think. So sorry, we can perform with the help of addition. So we'll check it. And these are the methods which are available in Tuple. So CMP is a method. CMP is a method which is used to compare the two tuples, which is having highest values, which is having lowest values. These all things we can check it. And len method is there. So this len method is used to find out the length of the tuple, means how many elements are there. These all things we can check it. And max. So max is used to get the maximum element, which is the maximum element in the list. You can get with the help of this one. Same like that, tuple of sequence. So if you want to convert another type of object, another type of sequence object to as a tuple, you work with tuple of method. So this is about tuples, and you may perform some operations on tuple also. We'll check it. So I'm having tuple T1 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you want to get the length, len of T1. So len of T1 will use it to get the length of the tuple. And already we saw with the help of tuple, we can perform slicing also. And it contains a count method also. Some count of some 3. If I said 3, so how many times it is repeated? So it is having only one time. And if you want to find the index of particular object, T1 dot index of some 3, or else I will go with 5. So it will show the index of that element. So 4 is index. So, and here we can perform some operations, multiplications is all things also. For example, T1 into 2 I said. So it perform multiplication. So it is repeated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is repeated. And we're having T1 into 2 also, square. Sorry, here it is not supporting. So if I mention T1 into 2, it will be multiplied, means the square will happen. 2 times it is repeated. If you want to repeat 3 times T1 into 3, we can mention. It will repeat 3 times. And we can also perform addition operation in tuples. For example, I'm having T1 equal to some 1, 2, 3. Similarly, I'm getting T2 equal to 5, 6, 8. If I execute it, I will get 2 objects. If I perform T3 equal to T1 plus T2, T1 plus T2, then it will execute. If you know the T3, you will get the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8. It is for extension. So it will combine the elements from both tuples and will get additional tuple. So T3 is additional tuple. So and it is getting T1 plus T2. So same like that, we can go with some T3 equal to T1 into T2 also. Sorry, multiplication is not possible. So these are the methods which is related to tuple. So when it comes to tuple, tuple is a immutable object. So tuple will perform the operations very fastly when compared with list. So maximum they will compare tuple with list only. Why? Because both are sequence types. Both are sequence types. That's why they will compare both. What's the difference? Why you are preferring? So maximum people will prefer so tuple only instead of list. But if you require specifically, then they go for list. Why? Because both supporting only these two things. Okay, so and we discussed about some operations on list also, like methods, count method, index method, len method, and to perform the multiplication means if you want to repeat the list elements number of times, then you can repeat it. And you can perform addition also, means it is nothing but extending the link, extending the tuple. So this is about tuple.